Two old boys ain't much for working. 2 shots on a barrel and they're talking about bourbon. Talking about a few other things that they don't know. If you've got a question, no need to ask. They don't have a clue, so raise your glass. Take a sip with the Bowl Brothers. Now it's on with the show. From the heart of central Kentucky, the bourbon capital of the world, it's 2 shots on a barrel with your host. A couple of hot shots of their own, the Bowl Brothers.
It's back to 2 shots on a barrel, and it's been way too long, J-Bo, but we are back at it. Thank goodness for another episode.
We're here. We're ready, and we have a celebrity of all celebrities today on 2 shots on a barrel.
I feel like we're in the midst of royalty, honestly, today. I mean, we've been doing 2 shots on the barrel now. By the way, we should mention, we picked up some more worldwide listeners, which is so cool.
Heck yeah, we're in Costa Rica of all places.
Don't you say Costa Rica?
I don't know, man. I'm drinking out of a tin cup. I can say whatever I want. Costa Rica?
Actually, I think it's Costa Rica. That
Costa,
sounds,
okay.
But I really don't know.
Who cares?
But anyhow, it's so cool. But I feel like, one of our first guests was Chad Spalding with Independent Stave. And he told us about this dude that we've got today. And I feel like we're right in the middle of royalty when we talk about Stephen Fante.
The man.
The man.
The voice, the spokesperson, the face of Limestone Distillery here in Lebanon, Kentucky. Welcome.
Man, good to have you, brother.
Much. Thank you.
Dude, your reputation precedes you. I mean, we're talking to Chad, and we're somehow, I don't even know, your name came up, Limestone, and he was like, if the number one all-time guy as far as if you want to go to a distillery and get an absolute unbelievable tour and education presented in the best possible way, you're the guy.
I like those boys over at Independence Day. They do a lot for us.
Good guys.
You like those kind of compliments, right?
Andrew Weebrink and Chad and all those boys over there do a lot of research and development for our industry, and I've learned so much from those guys. And the tours over at Independence Stave, I've taken that tour so many times. The tour guys told me you should just do the tour for them. Just take them on a tour, Stephen.
Yeah, yeah. So, first of all, man, tell us about who is Stephen Fante.
Yeah, who is this guy?
I'm pretty sure you've got the all-time coolest name ever, Stephen Fante. Man, that just rolls.
I thank my daddy for that. So, I'm the executive bourbon steward in residence at Limestone Branch Distillery, and that's an earned title. That's a title that you go through the Distilled Spirits Epicenter and you learn how to distill. They take you through the distillation process. You help them to distill, and you go through a sensory lab. A lot of the sensory portion of it is at Independent Stave, and I was fortunate enough to take those classes with Mr. Beam himself. So we went down and we went to the Distilled Spirits Epicenter and went through the executive bourbon steward classes, and he kept asking him, what'd he score? I think he's worried I wasn't going to pass. Right. I'm not so sure. But, we had a great time. It was an incredible experience, and I highly recommend it. It's about $550, and any individual that wants to can become an executive bourbon steward like myself. They can go in and take the classes and then come out the other side with a whole bunch more knowledge. It's not a distiller when you come out of there, but you're closest thing to it. You are you're knowledgeable enough at that point to really discuss bourbons at a different level.
Wow, that may be something we need to look into.
See, we talked about creating our own bourbon. Last week we talked about even having hemp. I mean, we're game for a little bit of everything here, Stephen.
I understand.
But
wait a minute, I don't think it was hemp. I think it was more like on the marijuana.
Oh, yeah. Well,
marijuana.
I mean, yeah.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, well, something on that order.
I think those are my cousins on the West Coast.
All right, so you've been with Limestone how long?
Oh, I'd say over 6 years, 6.5 probably. May of 2011 is when Limestone Branch started, and by February 2012, Mr. Beam took his very first gold medal. He didn't even dust the still off. He went straight to gold.
Sweet.
TJ Pottinger Corn Whiskey's where we started out, and then we moved into Sugar Shine. And then about that time is when I came aboard. It was about a year and a half, maybe 2 years in to the distillery's existence. And I came to work for them out of the coffee industry.
Out of the coffee industry, J-Bo.
That's good stuff.
So what? Okay, so you were a coffee guy.
Yeah, I was working for Royal Cup International, and out of Birmingham, Alabama. I was working for Hatton Smith, and I did the Golden Cup certification. Hatton put me through Golden Cup training, and I was one of 14 in the nation that was. That's the highest standard in coffee cupping, nosing, tasting, and brewing standards. And at that time, I was one of 14. I could take a Sealback Hotel, a Brown Hotel, a program like that to Golden Cup certified status, which is what we call the highest standard in coffee industry: brewing, tasting, cupping.
Wow.
Nice.
That is you're into everything, and not only into everything, but you're excelling at everything, and proof's in the pudding from what's sitting right in front of you.
Ooh, I'd like to say I had something to do with the distillation of that, but I didn't. That'd be all Stephen Beam.
Stephen Beam.
He's the artisan.
Now,
I just talk about it.
Hey.
I mean, you. I'm telling you.
That's like me talking about you, J-Bo.
I tell you, man. Now,
I have a feeling Steven talks a whole lot nicer.
I'm sure. Now we hear a lot about Steve Beam. We hear a lot about Stephen Fante. What about my buddy Paul? Paul's always overlooked.
He's not shy, but he's busy. You know, he's an entrepreneur, and he has a restaurant in Louisville, Kentucky, Beer Nose.
Did not know that.
Yeah, it's
That
a
is awesome.
phenomenal restaurant. Actually, the number one, I think, volume restaurant in the chain is Paul's Restaurant, and that's because he does it so right. I mean, he's got the brick ovens, and in the entire chain of Beer Nose, I don't know of another Beer Nose that has the brick ovens.
Wow.
And he's just a phenomenal entrepreneur, and he's always busy. He's running full out.
Now I had the chance to meet Steve and Paul's father. You know, when they
Jimmy.
first saw Jimmy, and he was just as nice of a man, and a wonderful steward of all things bourbon that you could ever meet. And I was so blessed to get to meet him before he
Complete and
passed.
total respect for Jimmy B.
Yes, so
Miss
much.
him dearly.
Same
All right,
here.
so I've got a question. The trek to Limestone, how did that happen? I mean, 6 years ago you said you made that trek, and now you're, I don't know, I'll call you a legend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I looked out on Yelp today. I don't know if you ever have looked out on Yelp today.
I try not to.
But I'm going to tell you what, you know, if you looked out on Yelp today, your head would be as big as this doorway because it's 5-star ratings. People talk on and on about their comments. This was my favorite distillery of the Bourbon Tour. So tell me about that trek. How did it go? How did you hook up with the Beam guys? How did you hook up with this true treasure here in Bourbon Country?
Well, it started out, if you know anything about Louisville, you know there's two Catholic high schools, St. X and Trinity.
Yep.
Big rivalry.
Yep.
Steve Beam went to Trinity. I went to St. X.
So you guys were rivals.
Well, my brother went to Trinity. He got dropped on his head. I don't know exactly why he ended up there, but I think it was the football team. And he and Steve Beam are of the same age.
Okay.
So they became buddies at Trinity High School. And I've been hanging on his ankle ever since, 10 years younger. And he's put up with me for all these years, still puts up with me. I can't believe him.
Well,
But,
that's awesome, man. That you've known him that long.
I have. And I came into his restaurant. I was with John Connie Coffee Company. I was a national sales manager for John Connie. Was the tea sommelier at that company. I imported all the teas and from around the world, and I was designing a program called Conti Iced Tea. And the iced tea program went out all over the United States, and in that, I contacted Steve Beam at his restaurant because he also had a restaurant. And he had no plans of putting coffee into a pizza restaurant. Nor could I blame him.
Yeah.
But then I hit him with the iced tea program, and I developed a program for him, and he put it in. He had his brother put it in. Pretty much the entire Beer Nose chain put my iced tea program in, sweet, non-sweet tea. I took it around the United States. I assigned all 417 White Castle's locations. You are looking at the only person that has been to all 417 White Castle
You are the
locations,
man.
with
Yes.
the exception of Lisa and Bill Ingram, the owners.
Wow. I love White Castle's my place.
It is.
That is my place. Now, that Crystal's place, not my place. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do.
Now, that White Castle's right here, man.
Yeah.
Right here. Good
Yeah.
stuff.
So that was how it all happened. I was in the industry for coffee and tea, developed a reputation there, and then I was downsized by Royal Cup International. They took over Consumer's Choice Coffee Company. That's who I was working for in the interim. And they had multiple people doing multiple jobs of the same. And they came to me one day and they said, well, I'm no longer needed.
Oh.
And I said, well, that's fine. And I walked out the door and I went and got on my boat and I headed upriver. I had an intercoastal trawler. I was headed toward Cincinnati. I called Steve Beam. I said, I'm not making any other calls. This is it. I've asked you for a job probably 3 times now. I'm going to tell you now, you have an opportunity to get me. And he said, oh, man, I don't know. The next day I got a call back. He said, come in. And so from that point forward, I've been on the staff at Limestone Distillery from the very beginning, all the way through.
So if, our fans in California, say they come into town, they want to find Limestone Distillery in Lebanon, they find it, they walk in the door, how will they know if you're there? What days are you there? What times can they find you there?
Well, we have a program to where they can request me.
Okay.
So you can go online and you can book your tour and you can request a private tour.
All right.
And if it's a private tour, it's going to entail me. On Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, the primary job responsibility I have is barrel picks.
Okay.
So I'm meeting with folks from all over the world that are picking and choosing single barrel selections and tasting with them and introducing them to the distillery. So if I'm not on a barrel pick, then I'm available to do a tour. It's as simple as that. Just ask Jan Fatizzi, the front of the house manager, to have Stephen Fante do the tour, and she'll book it and make sure that it's available on my schedule.
Now, one of our listeners was asking, do they do tastings at Limestone Distillery?
Oh, absolutely. How do you just talk about bourbon and not taste it?
But
I'm drinking it right now.
I am too, and out of your cup. That's what's awesome about it. Good stuff.
I think that's a perfect time to tell everybody what are we starting out with today on Two Shots.
Well, a flagship, of course. It's Yellowstone Select. It's a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, and it's very traditional to Kentucky bourbons. Back in the old days, it was corn that we grew in this state, right? Mm-hmm. So everything else was brought in on buckboard and mule. Long time to get that rye across from Pennsylvania over those mountains and into Kentucky. Cost a lot of money to move it. So most of your bourbons in the original state were of higher corn contents. This is 75% white heirloom corn, 13% rye, the rest in malted barley. A very traditional Kentucky straight bourbon. At 93 proof, it is super easy drinker. You get a big nose of caramel, vanilla bean, and it's just a super easy drinker. Silky smooth.
It is smooth.
See, J-Bo, let me tell you this, Stephen. So we've been trying to we drink a bourbon as we do our podcast, and I tried to get J-Bo to be able to eloquently describe the bourbon as we're drinking it. J-Bo, did you hear how he so eloquently described the Flagship today?
He is a professional. He knows his stuff.
He is damn good.
He is good.
What he is.
He's good.
What do you boys think happens when you go through a bottle of Yellowstone Select?
All at once or over a week? Or where are we going with this?
Well, when you finish the bottle, what happens?
I don't know.
The percentage goes back to the National Parks Conservancy. You want to save our parks? Drink more Yellowstone.
You got it.
That is fantastic. There is a lot of things that, I mean, we've kind of used this first segment, I think, to get to know you. which is pretty darn cool.
Right.
I can certainly see why people say they enjoy the tour of Limestone. I mean, has anybody? You're a Louisville guy, born and raised, is that right?
I am. St. Raphael, St. X.
Has anyone told you you've got a bit of a Cajun accent?
Well, I worked for Birmingham, Alabama, World Cup International. And then after I left there, I came back to Kentucky. And immediately, I was set out on a mission by Stephen Beam to set up distribution throughout the South. So I spent the next 4 years of my time at the distillery, not at the distillery, in South Carolina, Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia, Mississippi. When I came back, I'd spent all that time going to Red Roof Inns every other night, free night. We was on a budget. I tell you, don't stay there. You'll talk like Tom Bodette.
He does, though, man. Now that it completely makes sense why he's got that Southern Cajun accent, man.
It's a voice like no other.
It is awesome.
Love
he
it.
mesmerizes his visitors. Yeah, something like
man.
that. I want to learn more about Limestone. I remember when Steve and Paul Beam came here, and I think it was some kind of a meeting I was at, and we had one of the first opportunities to go out there. It was so cool, but this thing has kind of evolved over time as well, and they have such an amazing history to tell about their family in the bourbon industry. So we got a lot more to talk about. I hope you're enjoying this.
This is amazing.
So far.
I'm so happy you're here. I'm just glad you came. Everybody else gets
happy
you.
to be here.
All the other podcasts get you Zoom, or we get you in person. That's pretty special, man. Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. We're going to be right back with more Two Shots on a Barrel with my man Stephen Fante. Say that name. You'll love it. Back with more right here on Two Shots on a Barrel.
Whether you're buying or selling, be it your first home or your last home, or building your investment portfolio, give me a call. I'm Lisa Kearns, a realtor with Exit Realty Heartland. I understand the stress and hassles involved in buying and selling, and I will be here for you. Let me put my 20-plus years experience in marketing and customer service to work for you. Give me a call, 270-402-4036. Lisa Kearns, realtor with Exit Realty Heartland, here to work for you.
Hey, this is Jimbo.
This is J-Bo.
Man, we are so happy because, J-Bo, we got this podcast going, and we got fantastic sponsors like our good buddy Billy Taft with Big O Tires.
Billy Taft, longtime friend, and I've been going to him for years for new tires at Big O Tires.
I needed a new set of tires just recently. Guess where I went?
Where'd you go?
Big O Tires here in Lebanon, Kentucky, the heart of Central Kentucky. Billy Taft. He took fantastic care of me. I know he's always taking care of you.
Yeah, heck yeah. He's even taking care of me when I broke down in Bardstown. He has a Bardstown location as well. Fixed the tires right up. Baby, I was out the door, back to Lebanon in no time.
He does a fantastic job. He's always worried about number one. You know what number one is?
What's that?
That is the customer.
Exactly.
The customer is always right when it comes to Billy Taft and Big O Tires, J-Bo.
You can get oil changes, tire rotations, new tires. Heck, he's even got used tires you can buy.
Absolutely. Whatever it is you're looking for, I guarantee you're going to find it at Big O Tires, Bardstown, or in Lebanon. Boy, and guess what? They are sponsors right here, J-Bo, on Two Shots on a Barrel.
I'm telling you what, we love Billy Taft and Big O Tires.
Go there today. Big O Tires, Billy Taft. It's in Lebanon and Bardstown, the heart of Central Kentucky.
Hey guys, this is J-Bo. Check us out on iTunes, Spotify, and Facebook at Two Shots on a Barrel fan page. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe to Two Shots on a Barrel. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We love you, and stick around for more Two Shots on a Barrel.
This is Stephen Fante with Limestone Branch Distillery. I want to thank you for listening to Two Shots in a Barrel.
right, back to Two Shots on a Barrel, hanging out with Stephen Fante, Limestone Branch Distillery. Really a true hidden, I mean, it's an honest-to-goodness treasure right here in Bourbon Country, Central Kentucky. Beautiful, beautiful place. If you have an opportunity, you need to make sure you come. And request Stephen Fante, because you're not going to be disappointed. I know our first segment, man. This is freaking awesome.
Dude, we're drinking tonight.
Dude. All right, so man, you gave us there at the break a little bit of a lesson on bourbon. Tell all of our, because that's the freaking coolest lesson that I've ever had.
Well, the first thing that I was taught when I came over from the coffee industry was two important things about bourbon, and that is color and legs. Well, there's a lot of people that think legs are unimportant, that it's not a big deal, but I think they are extremely important. And if you know who a bona fide legs man is, you know Stephen Beam's one of them. He said, boy, if it's got fat legs, it's going to have a great finish. He's right. You're going to look at the color of it, because with Kentucky bourbon, you cannot change the color of it whatsoever. It's not that Tennessee whiskey run through charcoal.
Yeah.
You can't change the color of bourbon. It has to come out the color it is. So you pay attention to two nuances, color and legs. You'll be just like Beam, able to tell yourself more about bourbon by looking at it than most people can tell after they've tasted it. So you're going to roll it around in the glass, look at the legs form on the glass. If it's got thick legs, you know it's going to have a long linger, and if it's got a great finish, you know you've got yourself something extremely special. What we're getting ready to drink here is the 101 Proof 2019 Limited Edition. The last few bottles of it exist in our distillery gift shop. And it has fatter legs than Rosie O'Donnell and a longer hang time than Michael Jordan.
Nice.
It's the Sniggle Shits.
Yeah.
Hey,
Cheers,
you will be happy to know. I was out at Limestone on, I think it was Wednesday, wasn't it, J-Bo?
Wednesday.
I went out there, beautiful gift shop. I'm checking it out.
Oh, it's good.
I was hoping I would see you just to say, hey, looking forward to officially. By the way, wow,
It's good.
wow. So you'll be happy to know that I made a gift shop purchase of the 2019. It's sitting right back behind J-Bo, wrapped up beautiful in the, what do you call the case? Silo case?
Black sleeve.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Wow. That is amazing. Ratings-wise, you go, I don't know who you look at as far as ratings, but I'm just a dumb guy. I looked at it, Whiskey Advocate.
I look at the bottom of my glass for my
That's
rating.
what I do. I try to tell everybody. That's all I need is to look at my glass. I don't care.
Well, listen, in school, J-Bo, did you get a lot of 90s?
90 what?
Like your grades?
Oh, no.
Well, I can tell you, when I think of good grades, I think like 90s.
Right.
Every product that I've seen from you guys is in the like 90s. That tells me you're doing something pretty darn good.
Tells me Stephen Beam's in charge of the still.
See, we were cut from the same cloth. I'm telling you. We are the same guy.
Dude, are you a cigar smoker?
Well, of course I am.
Yeah, you look like. See, this is the kind of guy, J-Bo, that me and you do really well with.
Yes. I was telling him, I'm like, if you smoke cigars at all, you will be best friends with Jim Reed.
Absolutely.
I have to give that background to J. Paul Tucker. God bless that man. He had a cigar aficionados club on Bardstown Road in the Highlands, and it was state-of-the-art, just far before its time. Crystal chandeliers. Sylvester Stallone was a member of his club. I was a member of his club. We put in his espresso equipment and did his espresso program for him and got him up and running with a coffee shop inside the cigar shop.
That's sweet.
J. Paul's House of Cigars. He still owns Oxmoor Smoke Shop, and he is the man that brought me into understanding the finer things in cigars like Opus X, Arturo Fuente, all those. I got to meet the Fuente family in his shop.
That is awesome.
I went to a private event, and he was there giving out his cigars.
There's
and
nobody better in the cigar industry
Holy
than J.
cow.
Paul Tucker.
He is an amazing guy, and he always has time for you. It's what I like about him. You go in there, you're like, look, I'm new at this. Where should I start?
I'll guide you right through.
Oh, my gosh, man. And the Oxmoor shop is wonderful.
Fantastic. What's your? If I said, look, dude, let's sit together tonight and let's smoke a good cigar. You pick. What would be your go-to?
It'd be a mild cigar, number one. I don't go so heavy on the Maduro cigars. I'll smoke them occasionally, but typically I like to go toward a milder cigar and not so large. So not a Presidente, more of a smaller scaled cigar so that I have time to smoke it. One of the things that you got to learn about cigars is what time do you have for that particular cigar. And then you start choosing the sizes and gauges according to that. And when I had my boat and I was up and down the Ohio River, it was Presidente. And I could go all the way to 12 Mile Island and back and just be finishing up as I came back in the creek. So those were good days. So I don't have that kind of time anymore.
Yeah. So maybe like a good Monte Cristo.
Oh, absolutely. I love Monte Cristos.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff there. J-Bo, I'm going to get you to smoke a cigar.
That's fine, man. I'm cool with Swisher Sweets if I have to, man. That's all I know.
Well, that's a complete different subject. Back to Limestone Branch.
Yes, sir.
Okay. We talked about what a beautiful place it is. But
history. You wanted to know some more about Stephen Paul Beam.
Yeah, because you think Beam, you think bourbon.
Sure you do.
But when I was doing a little study, and it's not just about the Beam when it comes to these guys.
No, it's not. It's on both sides of the family. The Dottie Ann is their mother, and Dottie Ann was Steve's mentor to get him into the bourbon industry because she was so passionate about the industry. Jimmy Beam, their father, he didn't talk too much about the bourbon industry. He really didn't. Though Guy Beam,
interesting.
Guy Beam was the master distiller of Fairfield Distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky, his daddy, he really didn't talk much about the bourbon industry to the boys. Mom did. Dottie Ann was the inspiration. And if you go back a few years back, well, Kathleen Dant Bowling, the grandmother,
there you go.
That was J.W. Dant's side of the family. So Stephen Paul Beam, though they be Beams all their life, their mother was a Dant this whole time. These boys weren't born. They were distilled.
Nice. Nice.
This dude is awesome, man.
That is awesome.
That is awesome. John Washington Dant, right?
J.W. Dant had his distillery down near Loretta, Kentucky, in a town called Dant Station. It was off Dant Road that his house was. If you get my picture, he was one of the larger distillers in the United States at that time for bourbon, known to be one of the finest because he had an incredible finish on his bourbon. He distilled his first run off the log still.
Wow.
The second run was off a pot still that he carried across the country on his back to get to Kentucky, an alembic, just like the alembic we use at our distillery, similar in nature, probably a little smaller because ours is 150 gallons.
It's huge, yes.
So he got really good finishes on his bourbon because he ran it through a solid hand-hammered copper pot still, and that's one of the keys to making great bourbon is to get all those sulfides out of it. They'll cling to copper, keep your equipment clean. It's all about artisan distilling, and that's exactly how we're doing it today at Limestone Branch Distillery. You want to see an artisan craft distillery, you come see Steve Beam operating the stills. There's no other like it.
So you talked about their mom kind of being that true influence when it comes to that heritage and the bourbon.
She fired those boys up.
You mentioned restaurant industry and some other things that they were involved in. 2011, they decide the lure to get back into
the craft licenses opened up.
So,
there was no way to get into the business unless you were multi-millionaires to open up a full-size distillery like a Jim Beam or a Wild Turkey. Those days, all of it was locked up. You couldn't get into the industry unless you opened a full-size distillery. Craft distillery licenses opened up, and Steve Beam was the first to apply. And he was one of the very first charter member of the Craft Bourbon Trail, sponsored by Fred Noe himself. He had to be sponsored by one of the big distilleries, and Fred, he just jumped right up there and sponsored us up, and I appreciate that to this day.
Oh, wow.
Think the world of those boys down there.
So the lure was there, the opportunity wasn't.
That's correct. The finances weren't there, the opportunity wasn't there, and as soon as the craft distillery licenses opened up, Steve jumped in full force, brought his brother in by the ear. Says, you got to come do this. We got to do this. We can't be the 7th generation Beam that did not distill. We cannot allow this to happen on our watch. 6 generations before them were in the distilling business. Jimmy worked for Seagram's. Guy worked for Fairfield. Guy distilled at Old Trump. Minor Case Beam was at Old Trump. Their great-grandfather, first cousin of Colonel James Beauregard Beam himself.
Wow. So who's the
7
next in line?
generations.
Who's next in line?
That's a good question.
Is there anybody?
We don't know yet.
I know you have some nephews. Not you, but Steve
Yeah,
has some nephews.
He does.
And
We don't know yet.
Don't know yet. Okay. Somebody step up.
You know,
Have to.
I would think so.
So, what makes limestone limestone? Does that make sense? Because we've already talked about what a phenomenal bourbon. What is it? What is it that puts it?
It's everything. It's everything coming together in a symmetry. It's Eric Downs, our lead distiller, being so passionate about this industry and learning everything he can learn from the 7th generation Beam, distilling every day. All of the distillers at our distillery are so passionate about doing this job with the utmost in accuracy, the utmost in cleanliness, the utmost in perfection. And Steve demands it. If you work under Stephen Beam, you are demanded to come off with some of the best whiskeys possibly to be created in the world. And then, in addition to that, we got the front of the house staff, Stephen Fante. I'm up front, hospitality, and I demand that every guest feel like they're at their house when they come through those front doors. That you're greeted, that you're offered a cocktail, and that you take a tour and you feel like you're at home. And that's what it all comes together. When it's all firing on 12 cylinders, there's not a distillery in the United States I wouldn't put us up against. Period. Bar none.
I walked in today and everything you said happened. Everything. Mr. Mattingly met me at the door, walked me through, talked about the podcast. He's a big-time listener, and led me straight to the shirts, led me straight to the cat that was asleep.
Makes a great cocktail, too.
Does he? All right. I want to check that out next
Mr.
time.
Mattingly started out in the back of the house. He was distilling for us. He moved to the front of the house, and he's one of our finer hospitality people.
Wonderful.
Up front, makes some of the greatest cocktails. And, when you come to Limestone Branch here in Lebanon, Kentucky, you're going to have the finest cocktail in this city. Bar none.
Fantastic.
I was impressed. So I'm looking at all of the gift, all of the way that everything is set up. The bourbons, the whole 9 yards, the shirts, it's unbelievable. But I was impressed by the packaging, just the little things that just impressed a guy like me.
So what's Stephen Beam's background?
I always thought he was a pizza guy. I thought he was the same as
He's
his
a
brother.
Purdue University graduate with a master's degree in horticulture, landscape architecture.
Makes
Every
sense.
one of those plants that you see on our property, pretty much 99% of them have been planted by Stephen Beam.
Beautiful.
Wow.
It should be called the Gardens of Limestone Branch.
I agree 100%.
And that brings me to the newest feature, which is Bowling and Burch.
Oh, boy.
It's a gin. And it's not just any gin. It's 17 different botanicals in his New World gin. Woo! That's more botanicals than Colonel Harlan Sanders had spices in his chicken recipe. Leave it to the Beam.
Oh, my
Colonel
God.
Beam.
Colonel Beam.
That is awesome, man.
The bottle's gorgeous. It's got painted on botanicals on the back of it. If you flip it around, it's three-dimensional. It's gross top.
That is awesome.
They're going to buy it for the bottle. They're going to buy it again for the wonderful flavor profiles. So it's less in juniper, higher in botanicals. It's lighter, more effervescent, sweeter than your typical London Dry, but done in the London Dry fashion. Through a column still. Bottom column down at the lower gin basket is going to be all your botanicals, your lemon rinds, your orange peels, those heavier botanicals. And up top you have all those other botanicals that are lighter, things like rose hips, marigolds, purple globes, lemon verbena. All those things will be up in the upper chamber. Run through one time through the distillation, through the column, and then you're going to take and go to a rotovap. Now, the rotovap's up in Mr. Beam's office. It's a laboratory kit. Looks like the old glass bowl laboratory kit. And he takes extracts off of each and every one of those botanicals. So if there's something not showing up in his Bowling and Burch gin, he can add an extract to it, and immediately bring it up to perfection, because he is perfection in the distilling industry.
The mad scientist right there.
Can you just give me a synopsis of what Stephen Fante just told us?
You know what? I'm just
because it was so damn good. I want to just hear this much of it, J-Bo. Can you do it?
You know that little light flickering above my head right now. So I got a question about gin. We're bourbon drinkers. What's the best way to drink gin? Do you drink it straight? Do you drink it as a mixed drink? Or what's the best way?
When I was growing up, it was a gin martini.
Okay.
That's what Dad always had when he came home from a long day in sales. Mom would always put a martini in the refrigerator, and as soon as he walked through the door, she'd pull that out and hand it to him because he was so much nicer after he had a martini. And so, and I liked mine with blue cheese stuffed olives. I thought that was a phenomenal way to drink a gin martini, was with that and a little vermouth, just lightly on the vermouth, and I think that's a great way to drink this gin. Another way that Stephen Beam likes to drink this gin is with soda. Not soda water, not your tonic water.
Okay.
Tonic will overpower this particular gin because it's high in botanical nature and less in juniper. It doesn't taste like a pine forest. It tastes more light and airy. So put a little soda water and then maybe squeeze a little lime or a little lemon over the top of it. You got yourself a fantastic drink. If you come to the distillery, you can get yourself a Honey, I Stole a Gin at Miners Lounge, our cocktail lounge. You don't have to come to the distillery to do a big tour. You don't have to come to the distillery to do a tasting. You don't have to come to the distillery to buy things. You can come to the distillery and have a cocktail when you want to and just sit on the porch and enjoy the quiet of Lebanon.
That's fantastic, because one of the things I noticed is the outside area there, which is just gorgeous. And you know what I saw in my hand as well, don't you, J-Bo? Mm-hmm. I saw a limestone gin. At the time, I saw a bourbon and a good cigar. Can I do that?
That's absolutely.
That's what y'all were doing today.
Yeah,
I'm seeing some lunch breaks at Limestone Branch.
At Miners Lounge that you want a cigar. We have several selections. J. Paul Tucker picked them out for me. He said, this is going to be good. This will be great. This is the medium of the road. You're going to hit everybody's palate with these. He did a Yellowstone cigar. We're looking at redeveloping that. So it was soaked in Yellowstone. The actual humidor was soaked in Yellowstone bourbon, and it takes and actually fills the Creole in the humidor with the bourbon, and it infuses the actual cigar with the Yellowstone bourbon, makes it really moist and soft.
I've got to try that.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I can come to Limestone Branch and I can ask for Stephen Fante, and you're not only going to be able to get me the finest bourbon, but you're also going to be able to hook me up with a cigar.
Absolutely.
I love this guy.
I went out there today, and him and Stephen Beam were out there sitting on the porch. I think they were working. I'm not sure, but they were sitting there enjoying the thunderstorm we had rolling through, and just they look like the most at peace on earth as you could possibly be sitting on that porch.
I want to be at peace with them.
I do too, man. I do too.
That building out back is the cigar lounge. We just built a cigar lounge out back that has a view of the entire property.
You've got to be kidding.
It's up on the hill so that you got a nice airflow, and that's where I do all the single barrel picks.
Oh, okay.
So we go up there and we do a single barrel pick, and at the end of the pick, we do a cigar up in the cigar lounge.
I got to start hanging out with this guy. I really do.
That's awesome.
I got to start hanging out with him.
Now, when you all first opened Limestone, Steve Beam gave me a open invitation. Anytime you want to bring the kids out, let's go fishing. Do people still do that out there? Do they go fishing? I mean, because it's a beautiful lake you have out there, a small pond, and just the landscape is just fantastic.
Steve keeps pretty tight control on who gets to go fishing.
Good,
that's for sure.
Good.
We've had some folks that have done a lot for our distillery that have been invited to come down and do just that. It's a catch and release type situation for that invitation, but he keeps pretty tight control on it because that's a lot of responsibility on his part with folks on the property. We got about 13 acres, and that's a 2.5 acre lake. And
beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous back there.
Beautiful.
This is great. I think each podcast is like the greatest one yet, exactly. and this is for me the greatest one yet.
And you know what's really cool about this one? Not only do we have Stephen Fante here, but he's going to push us over the 1,000 downloads.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for helping us make this happen.
Absolutely.
That's a big milestone for us.
Well, we've got one more break, and then we're going to kind of come back and wrap all of this up with Stephen Fante and Limestone Branch. It's been a fun ride so far, so I'm pretty sure you're going to want to stick around for the
Heck yes.
for the final segment. I'm Jimbo, along with the world famous
J-Bo.
coming back right after this.
Whether you're buying or selling, be it your first home or your last home, or building your investment portfolio, give me a call. I'm Lisa Kearns, a realtor with Exit Realty Heartland. I understand the stress and hassles involved in buying and selling, and I will be here for you. Let me put my 20 plus years experience in marketing and customer service to work for you. Give me a call, 270-402-4036. Lisa Kearns, realtor with Exit Realty Heartland, here to work for you.
Hey, this is Jimbo.
This is J-Bo.
Man, we are so happy because, J-Bo, we got this podcast going, and we got fantastic sponsors like our good buddy Billy Taft with Big O Tires.
Billy Taft, longtime friend, and I've been going to him for years for new tires at Big O Tires.
I needed a new set of tires just recently. Guess where I went?
Where'd you go?
Big O Tires here in Lebanon, Kentucky, the heart of Central Kentucky. Billy Taft. He took fantastic care of me. I know he's always taking care of you.
Yeah, heck yeah. He's even taking care of me when I broke down in Bardstown. He has a Bardstown location as well. Fixed the tires right up. Baby, I was out the door, back to Lebanon in no time.
He does a fantastic job. He's always worried about number one. You know what number one is?
What's that?
That is the customer.
Exactly.
The customer is always right when it comes to Billy Taft and Big O Tires, J-Bo.
You can get oil changes, tire rotations, new tires. Heck, he's even got used tires you can buy.
Absolutely. Whatever it is you're looking for, I guarantee you're going to find it at Big O Tires, Bardstown, or in Lebanon. Boy, and guess what? They are sponsors right here, J-Bo, on Two Shots on a Barrel.
I'm telling you what, we love Billy Taft and Big O Tires.
Go there today. Big O Tires, Billy Taft. It's in Lebanon and Bardstown, the heart of Central Kentucky.
Hey guys, this is J-Bo. Check us out on iTunes, Spotify, and Facebook at Two Shots on a Barrel fan page. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe to Two Shots on a Barrel. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We love you, and stick around for more Two Shots on a Barrel.
This is Stephen Fante with Limestone Branch Distillery. I want to thank you for listening to Two Shots in a Barrel.
Two Shots on the Barrel here with Stephen Fante. How are you enjoying your stay with us today?
Loving it.
Loving it?
Enjoying it completely.
This guy beat us to the studio today.
I love it. I love it.
I love a guy that's on time and ready to roll. Unlike you running in late up on the curb, man. I tell you, goodness gracious.
I gotta give Stephen Fante a shout out into the Bean Brothers. Beautiful stuff that you can find in the gift shop. As I mentioned earlier, I went out there Wednesday. It's an absolutely elegant gift shop. Beautiful stuff. And Stephen brought some very, very cool stuff to us today on Two Shots on a Barrel. And so I want to say thank you. I appreciate we love free stuff, Stephen. Okay? Wow. And this is cool stuff. It's Yellowstone, which makes it that much more cool.
I got a question for you, Mr. Steve.
Shoot.
Talk to me about Yellowstone, the television show. Are you all affiliated in that at all? I mean, y'all have the same name, so how's this working out?
Well, Wild Turkey brought on Matthew McConaughey to be their spokesperson, and I think we need to bring on Kevin Costner to be ours.
I believe so.
The hottest show on television right now is Yellowstone.
Oh.
And if you watch Yellowstone this season, you're going to see our commercial Yellowstone Bourbon on the Yellowstone.
Wow.
For all. And that's what the commercial's all about. When you see it, you'll understand it. It's for all. Yellowstone is for all.
Oh, that's cool.
That's amazing. That's good stuff. So he told us that if you watch one show of Yellowstone, you have to watch them all. Yeah.
You will want to binge that thing. You will not stop until you've gotten through 4 or 5 of them.
It's kind of like a bottle of Yellowstone.
It's a good replication of the bottle of Yellowstone.
That's
it truly
right, man.
is.
You're not going to want to stop.
And if you
once
watch
you start.
anything about Backpacker Magazine, if you're big on the national parks, if you're big on hiking, and Backpacker Magazine is featuring Yellowstone all over the United States right now, going through the parks. As a part of all of it, of course, we support our National Parks Conservancy. The oldest operating entity to support the national parks is the Conservancy. It's outside the government agencies. It's on its own. It's a charitable organization. I donate to it personally, and I think they're doing wonderful work for our national park system, and we're proud to be able to sponsor that.
That's fantastic.
And all of this, what blows my mind, Stephen, is all of this takes place right here, starts in Lebanon, Kentucky. Good old
Veterans
Lebanon, Kentucky.
Memorial Bypass.
It's amazing.
You're a Louisville guy. You've been here though. I mean, how is our Central Kentucky home treating you?
Oh, it's wonderful. I've gotten to meet multiple people here in town that I really cherish in my life. Tommy Lund is one of those guys that I think is, and the photographer we have,
John Bremmel.
Mr. John.
Johnny Bremmel is first class, a wonderful person. He's a big hiker and backpacker.
He is.
And biker.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and Lebanon is a second home to me. I typically spend a couple days here every week, a few days in Louisville, a couple days here, and I consider this as my home away from home, my country home.
I love it, man.
Love it. So what makes Limestone Distillery the ultimate destination location?
Well, I tell you this, you're on a bourbon trail and you visit a distillery. Well, that's all good. You probably have a great time. It's your first experience. You come into a distillery. You come back to that distillery because you've endeared yourself to it, and you visit it again, and you go through the distillery tour a second time. Now what brings you back to it the third time? What brings you back to it the third time is the juice. If you don't have unicorns in your distillery, then you are not doing the bourbon trail a justice. In our distillery, when you come to our distillery, you see experimental barrels. You see things that are being done that have never been done before. You're getting a chance to taste right now on our bar a chocolate malt bourbon.
Whoa. Nice.
Give me a little ice cream with that,
Oh,
J-Bo.
definitely.
A little chocolate malt on the back end of this particular bourbon gives it a little bit of the cocoa nib flavor. It's incredible, and it's a one-off. It's a single barrel offered in our gift shop that when you come and visit, you could buy it in our gift shop. And so when you come to the mecca of bourbon, 95% of all the bourbon whiskey made in the state of Kentucky, you want to find yourself some unicorns. You're not just here to do a tour. You're here to find the juice. So what we try to provide our guest experience is unicorns, things that they can't get anywhere else. Come to our distillery, you're going to taste some of the finest bourbon whiskeys you've ever tasted in your life. When you walk out the door, you're going to be completely satisfied and want to come back.
I'm ready to go right now.
I love unicorns.
I do too.
I'll tell you
I'm
what.
ready to go get a unicorn right now.
I'm telling you, I feel as if we've had a couple of unicorns run through the studio tonight.
We have. I really believe so.
Magical. Do you realize that how good you are at what you do? Do you actually? I mean, you can be honest with me. Do you realize how good you actually are at what you do?
I appreciate that, but there's so many people that are in the bourbon industry that are phenomenal. You talk about Freddie Johnson over at Buffalo Trace Distillery. If you take Freddie's tour, he's got 3 generations of family members that have been at that place prior to him. He has more knowledge about bourbon in his pinky than I'll ever have in my entire life. And then you've got a guy named Bernie Lubbers over at Heaven Hill Distilleries, which is the global brand ambassador. Bernie Lubbers is a published writer of bourbon. Published.
Wow.
He's got an incredible book out on the market. I highly recommend it. Bernie is the real deal, and he's a very close friend of mine. I know him back before he was in the bourbon industry. I know him through the bourbon industry, and that man is an incredible experience. So when you say, you're so good at what you do, there are so many that are so good in Kentucky. It's a reason to come to Kentucky. Come visit us. Enjoy the experience of the Napa Valley of Kentucky.
Love it, man.
Love it.
So bourbon has been something that's native to, it's the Native American drink, right?
Native American spirit can be made in all 50 states. And
Nothing
the only
like-
thing that bothers a Kentucky bull more than anything is Flint, Michigan bourbon. It's got a little lead in it. It's a little chewy.
Why is bourbon like they can't make enough of it right now? Why is that?
Well, there's a lot of demand for it internationally. And when you get that international demand for it, that sucks out the amount of bourbon that's available for the local folks, right? So you got to put back a lot of barrels. Right now in the state of Kentucky, we have 2 barrels for every citizen put back. I'm thinking that we're going to need at least 4.
I agree. I agree
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So, one thing that bourbon does for me is it makes a bad day a whole lot better. So, with all the bad days we're having, there's got to be more people like me out there that needs their day to get better. So, I feel as if everybody's buying bourbon right now to make their life better.
I'm with you.
I mean, I came in, I was stressed, I was running around, and now I had these drinks, and I'm like,
You're like,
dude,
this
I don't
is
give
cool.
a shit.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, I worked 8 hours today, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. And I come in here, and it's like, Stephen Fante, let's go for a tour, baby.
Absolutely.
It's awesome.
He's
a tour,
good.
A tour from our studio. It's awesome.
I love it, man, because I really feel like I've been through that. The bourbon has been outstanding today. So
Stephen Beam.
So tell us again, for those who are wanting to come to Limestone, tell us about the bourbons and tell us why they need to come to Limestone.
Well, we have a lot of different options. That's one of the nice things in the gift shop. We have several of those experimental barrels of all sorts of stuff. We have 100% malted rye. I don't know of many 100% rye whiskeys on the market at all. And we have 100% malted rye, which means that we've taken the most expensive grain and then we've malted it. Cost us 33% more to malt it. The most expensive thing a distillery could possibly make is 100% malted rye whiskey. I don't love it for the fact that it's the most expensive thing we make. I love it for the fact that it's the most unique thing in whiskey I've ever drank.
Wow.
I like it with a Fuente cigar.
Hey,
It goes well with a mild cigar.
Nice. Now, is that the minor case?
No, that's a Limestone Branch Distillery exclusive. That's
Okay.
a single barrel of the 15-gallon barrels, and it is the most popular one for the local Kentucky liquor stores to purchase. We offer the 15-gallon barrels to the state of Kentucky, and we offer them to private individuals. So if you had a wedding coming up and you wanted to have a barrel of bourbon for your wedding and you wanted everybody to get a bottle of 375 with your wedding name on it,
Hey,
you could do that.
listen.
You got us smiling
Hey,
over here.
because we've talked about this. J-Bo, we can go to Limestone and we can pick out
Buy a barrel.
our barrel?
Through the experimental collection, you sure can.
J-Bo,
Man, I tell
why
you,
don't we do that?
we're going to have to,
Put together 5 guys and be able to do it with no problem.
let's do it.
I'm ready.
I'm in.
I'm ready.
5
I'm ready.
ladies would be even better.
Exactly. Now, would you be the guy that took us around and found
Absolutely.
it? Awesome.
Hey, that's
We'd taste through several different experimentals, and we would come up with one that you liked the best, and then we would come up with a name for it, 2 to 3 word name, and we would bottle it by hand right there at the distillery.
how about Bo Brothers Bourbon?
I like it. I like it.
It's perfect. We have
I'm
done
telling
it.
you. I'll
We
tell
have
you
done
what,
it.
I'm so happy right now.
Yeah,
It's like
good stuff.
Christmas.
I'm excited. Man, I can't thank you enough for coming by.
Well,
It's
I
been an
appreciate y'all having
absolute honor to meet you. I've heard so many good things. Like I said, our good friend Chad Spalding said you are the guy as far as tours. You're the man. And I can see why. I mean, honestly, it's been a pleasure.
That's right. You can go back to Lil Bino's, Chad Spalding's podcast. I think it was like number 2.
That sounds right.
Listen to all the big nice things you've said about you
Yeah.
in the podcast.
It's good
Checks
stuff.
in the mail.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Keep up the good work, man. And
Appreciate that
and
very
listen,
much.
I'd love to come out and smoke a good cigar with you and drink some great Limestone Branch bourbon.
You know, Saturdays are typically my cigar days for anybody that wants to come visit. They come out the 5 o'clock tour, and then afterward, I'll hang out and smoke a cigar before I head back to Kentucky, before I head back to Louisville, Kentucky, back to that hinterland way far away.
Awesome.
Good stuff, man.
Awesome. Well, I'll know where Jim Reed will be on Saturday nights for now.
Hey, I've got my Saturday night destination, it sounds like.
Booked up. You are invited to this room anytime you want to come here.
I appreciate that very much.
Anytime.
Yeah.
I will bump whoever's in here out the door. That seat's yours.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. Appreciate all of the guests. Again, Limestone Branch Distillery. It's a treasure right here in central Kentucky, here in Lebanon, Kentucky.
It is picture perfect. I mean, you will not leave there without taking a picture of that fantastic landscape out front. It's beautiful.
Beautiful stuff. It's a hidden treasure right here on the Bourbon Trail, so we encourage you to go check it out. Ask personally for Stephen Fante, and I'm going to tell you, you'll be that next person on those Yelp reviews that's talking about what a great tour, the best in the Bourbon Trail.
Sounds good, man. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you guys.
That's going to do it for today's episode of Two Shots on a Barrel. But boy, stick around. We're going to be keeping it going on right here every week or so with more highlights of why it isn't so important. This beautiful, beautiful area we get to call home, Central Kentucky, the heart of Central Kentucky.
That's right, and take care of our sponsors. Thank you so much for everybody that's jumped on board. Two Shots in a Barrel. Thank you so much.
All right, until next time, I'm Jimbo.
I'm J-Bo.
So long, folks.
Whether you're buying or selling, be it your first home or your last home, or building your investment portfolio, give me a call. I'm Lisa Kearns, a realtor with Exit Realty Heartland. I understand the stress and hassles involved in buying and selling, and I will be here for you. Let me put my 20-plus years experience in marketing and customer service to work for you. Give me a call, 270-402-4036. Lisa Kearns, realtor with Exit Realty Heartland, here to work for you.
Hey, this is Jimbo.
This is J-Bo.
Man, we are so happy because, J-Bo, we got this podcast going, and we got fantastic sponsors like our good buddy Billy Taft with Big O Tires.
Billy Taft, longtime friend, and I've been going to him for years for new tires at Big O Tires.
I needed a new set of tires just recently. Guess where I went?
Where'd you go?
Big O Tires here in Lebanon, Kentucky, the heart of Central Kentucky. Billy Taft. He took fantastic care of me. I know he's always taking care of you.
Yeah, heck yeah. He's even taking care of me when I broke down in Bardstown. He has a Bardstown location as well. Fixed the tires right up. Baby, I was out the door, back to Lebanon in no time.
He does a fantastic job. He's always worried about number one. You know what number one is?
What's that?
That is the customer.
Exactly.
The customer is always right when it comes to Billy Taft and Big O Tires, J-Bo.
You can get oil changes, tire rotations, new tires. Heck, he's even got used tires you can buy.
Absolutely. Whatever it is you're looking for, I guarantee you're going to find it at Big O Tires, Bardstown, or in Lebanon. Boy, and guess what? They are sponsors right here, J-Bo, on Two Shots on a Barrel.
I'm telling you what, we love Billy Taft and Big O Tires.
Go there today. Big O Tires, Billy Taft. It's in Lebanon and Bardstown, the heart of Central Kentucky.
Hey guys, this is J-Bo. Check us out on iTunes, Spotify, and Facebook at Two Shots on a Barrel fan page. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe to Two Shots on a Barrel. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We love you, and stick around for more Two Shots on a Barrel.